Social fear traps the mind inside an invisible cage built from judgment, rejection, and self-doubt. Every interaction begins feeling dangerous, as if one mistake could destroy acceptance and belonging completely. The mind overanalyzes words, expressions, and reactions, turning simple conversations into emotional battles filled with tension and fear. Over time, avoidance becomes a form of protection, but this protection slowly creates isolation and loneliness. The more the mind avoids people, the stronger the fear becomes. Social fear does not only silence confidence, it slowly disconnects a person from opportunities, relationships, and experiences that could bring growth, understanding, and emotional connection into life. The deepest part of social fear is the fear of being judged, embarrassed, or rejected by others. The mind becomes obsessed with appearing perfect, believing mistakes will lead to humiliation or exclusion. This constant pressure creates emotional exhaustion because the person never feels free to simply exist naturally. Every action becomes carefully controlled, every sentence becomes filtered, and every interaction feels mentally exhausting. The mind starts treating people like threats instead of human beings with their own insecurities and struggles. Over time, this fear destroys authenticity, forcing the person to hide their true personality behind silence, nervousness, and emotional defensiveness. Avoidance may provide temporary relief, but it secretly strengthens social fear every single time. The mind interprets avoidance as proof that social situations are dangerous and unbearable. This creates a repeating cycle where fear grows larger through isolation and lack of experience. Breaking this cycle requires facing discomfort gradually, instead of escaping from it completely. Small moments of courage slowly retrained the mind to realize that rejection, awkwardness, and imperfection are normal parts of human interaction. Confidence is not built by waiting for fear to disappear. It is built by continuing to move forward even while fear is still present inside the mind. Healing social fear begins when self-worth stops depending entirely on the opinions of others. The mind becomes stronger when it learns that value does not disappear because of awkward moments or criticism. Real confidence is built through self-acceptance, emotional honesty, and repeated exposure to discomfort. The more a person accepts imperfection, the less control fear begins to have. Social interactions stop feeling like performances that must be perfect and start feeling like natural human experiences. Over time, the mind becomes calmer because it no longer believes every conversation determines personal worth, intelligence, or emotional value. Getting rid of social fear is not about becoming fearless or endlessly outgoing. It is about becoming emotionally free enough to connect without constant panic and self-judgment. As awareness grows, the mind stops treating people like enemies and begins seeing them as imperfect human beings with their own fears and insecurities. Emotional freedom appears when authenticity becomes more important than approval. The person no longer hides behind silence or avoidance because inner confidence replaces the desperate need to appear perfect. Slowly, conversations become easier, connection becomes natural, and the mind finally experiences the peace that fear once tried to steal completely. Social fear weakens the mind by turning simple human interaction into emotional pressure-filled experiences. It grows through avoidance, self-judgment, and constant fear of rejection, slowly disconnecting a person from confidence and connection. But this fear is not permanent. It is learned through repeated thoughts and experiences. When the mind begins facing discomfort instead of escaping it, strength slowly returns. Confidence is rebuilt through small moments of courage, self-acceptance, and emotional honesty. Over time, social fear loses its control, and the mind learns that connection is not something to fear, but something natural, human, and deeply healing for emotional growth.